Oh, hello guys. Today we're gonna talk about the movie Aquaman that I just saw um last weekend. Um, it was released this year, 2018. It's rated PG-13 and it's about 2 hours and 23 minutes long. It has a 7.7 out of 10 on IMDb with about 57,000-ish user people. It has 55% on Metacritic with about 48 critics. It stars and keep in mind those numbers will change over time because it's just a newly released movie. It stars Jason Momoa, who was in Game of Thrones and some other stuff too, and Amber Heard, who was in The Rum Diary. It's directed by James Wan, who's more known for directing horror movies. One of them, a big one, is the Conjuring movies. Are his babies. He also directed the first Saw movie too, as well. And the movie has 64% on Rotten Tomatoes with about 261 critics, and 84% by audiences with about 3,600 audience people, give or take. The critics' consensus on Rotten Tomatoes is Aquaman swims with its entertainingly ludicrous tide, offering what is that? Offering a CGI superhero spectacle that delivers energetic action. What was that word? Damn it, I'm sorry. Sometimes when I write notes, I have really bad penmanship. So sometimes when I write notes, they're not always clear. So when that's the case, I always energetic action with an emphasis on good old-fashioned fun. That's the critics' consensus on that. The best way I can describe this movie from what I saw was it felt very swashbuckler to me because it took place in the ocean, on beaches. They had to look for things. Now, basically, there's a lot. Basically, what I think about the film, I loved it. I think it's probably the second best DC movie so far, behind Wonder Woman. And better than Man of Steel. It was written better than Man of Steel, without a doubt. Pros. The CGI is fucking amazing in this movie, and they do a great job world building Aquaman's world without feeling like an origin story or anything like that. And the thing is, Aquaman's origin is told in this movie, but it never felt like a cliched origin story to me, personally. I mean, some cliches get used in this movie overall, and we'll get to that in a little bit. But it felt very genuine to me. This felt like it felt like a lot of thought was put into this movie in certain areas. The CGI is awesome in this movie. The action's great. I love it. Kind of feels like the new Pirates of the Caribbean in terms of like what pirates used to be like, kind of good old-fashioned, simple, swashbuckling fun. This kind of feels like it's kind of taking up its mantle, even though pirates might continue, even though that's kind of another rabbit hole in itself. But acting's great. There's no bad acting in this movie. Dialogue, there's some good jokes, but when I watched it, I never felt, oh, I'm watching a Marvel movie, you know? I never felt that way, but it was definitely light and humorous. I love the action in this movie. It's refreshing to see an action movie take place underwater. Now, not every single scene in this movie takes place underwater. There's plenty of scenes that take place out of water, too. But it felt great. It felt very unique, and I love seeing this new world. This is a kind of world that hasn't really been explored before in cinema. I mean, ancient civilizations like underwater. That's a whole new area for action movies in general, really. So it's pretty refreshing. Now, acting's great, but I have to say I'm surprised that so many award-winning actors want to be in an Aquaman movie. I mean, besides the two I mentioned, there's William Dafoe, there's Patrick Wilson, all of them with superhero movie experiences. Nicole Kidman's in this. I mean, holy shit. A lot of big name actors are in this movie. A lot of there's some criticism that some people see it as a Black Panther copycat movie, and I guess in some ways it is. But in all honesty, when I watched it, I never thought I was watching like another Black Panther at all. Like I didn't at all. Now there's some great character depth in this movie. The villains in this movie. I mean, we all know Black Manta's in the movie, and we do know that although it's a little bit more hidden, I will say there is an Ocean Master is in the movie as well. Both of them are portrayed very well. I think both of them have some complexity to it, but I think Black Manta comes across as probably more Black Manta looked the way in the film, it seemed better interpreted than Ocean Master, even though Ocean Master does have some complexity, but that's kind of, you see that more towards the end of the movie, really, towards the climax. But there are some cliches, like the biggest one I know is there's a lot of characters going, I am this, or I am that, or something like that. I mean, it's not like, there was like it happened 3 times during the movie, during fights, with 3 big characters, and that type of thing is that, and it just felt forced a little bit, like it felt a little out of nowhere, like they just kind of added them in. And the thing is that they already get called their names earlier in the film through better written ways. But here's the thing, I forgive them for doing that because they actually look like their characters in the comic books. They don't say the name and look like shit. They look like nothing. You don't recognize them at all. I mean, the fact that I mean, saying it's one thing, but I mean, it can be a problem. But the fact that they look like who they're portraying helps, and that's really the only flaw I found with the film. And there's some other minor cliches in it, but nothing that really bothered me too much. In all honesty, this movie is just fun. I mean, Jason Momoa, he's like perfect for a guy to play Aquaman. He's charming, he's badass, he's very likable. He has depth to him too. Over the course of the movie, he develops a lot of depth in learning about consequences of his choices. It's very, very cool. I love seeing. This is an awesome movie. It's a movie that was needed, and Aquaman's such a big DC character with little exploration. He's perfect for a movie. And it's a great world to explore, and they got the right people for it. Cinematography's awesome in this movie. The action scenes, the underwater stuff, I love. I love seeing Atlantis, seeing its history, seeing what they are. Seeing this world is awesome. And the CGI, some people criticize it for looking CGI, but here's the thing. CGI can look fake. CGI can afford to look fake if it looks incredibly pretty and well shot and awesome, and this movie gets it down. And I don't really care if it isn't there, if it looks awesome, because it's spectacle, it's movie magic. This movie has a lot of movie magic in it, a lot of cinema great moments in it, cinema magic in it. But yeah, there's not much more I can say about it. It's colorful, it's creative. It feels like a comic book movie with a lot of originality in it. Even though some cliches are used, they're used in a way that feels genuine, and it feels like they used them just because they felt justified in doing it because they did so much else. And that's the thing. I love seeing a comic movie with fucking color in it. Color. They're in their costumes. Everything that you would want is in this movie without resorting to painful cliches. Painful cliches aren't really used in this movie, just a little bit to get, because they got it just feels old. Like I said in the critics' consensus, old-fashioned fun, and that's what it feels like. And it's a great movie. All right, I'm gonna wrap this up. Before I do, though, I will say this. It was between this and a Bumblebee movie. Now, Aquaman, we just saw Aquaman first, me and my sister, because it just ended up working out for schedule and time. But expect Bumblebee review to come out pretty soon. I really want to see that too, and a video of that will come out shortly, hopefully before the new year. But yeah, yeah, that's all I had to say about Aquaman. It's a great movie. I recommend. You should go see it. It's great. Keep in mind that a few cliches are used. Some people may not like them, but personally, I think the movie does such a great job in everything else, really, when it comes to superhero stuff, that they get away with it. Especially considering so many superhero movies are afraid to call a character by their comic book name and have them be in their comic book costume. That I give a lot of respect for this movie for doing that, going full out with it, and doing it well, as well. So, yeah, I'm excited for a sequel. I want to see this world. I want to see these characters again. And yeah, thanks for watching. Please subscribe and like the videos, and have a good day.